So this is part 3 of the adding the stacked walls to the sheets. And the first thing I notice is that I've left my crop area visible. So what I want to do is remove this box from around there. I just basically don't want to see it. So I'm going to click on this object, right click, activate the view. And now I'm not working in the title block anymore. I'm actually working on this view. And I'll simply come over here and say crop region and uncheck it. And then I don't see it. Now I have to deactivate the view and come over to this one, right click, activate the view, turn off the crop region visibility, and then deactivate the view. And finally, I'll come over here, activate the view, uncheck the crop region, deactivate the view, and now we're ready to print. It looks good. You might want to change the name of this. And to do that, we simply click on it. It becomes like a word processor. And I'm going to change that to stacked walls. And that will only change this particular sheet. But if I came over here and I said, change the project name to 2410, for example, and clicked outside of it. Now on every sheet, it will change. Every sheet that is like this, it will change to 2410. And I could put my name up here as the, that's a good idea to put your name there. So I'll put mine in here. Now it also will change that on every sheet, but this, it's only going to change on this particular sheet. And I can change the number if I wanted to as well. And notice that it's automatically telling what the scale is. So now it's time to print. So we simply go up to File, over to Print. I use the Qt PDF Writer. It's free and it's a good PDF printer. If you have the whole Adobe suite, you could use that if you wanted to. So I'm going to say, okay, let's do the setup first of all. And it's going to ask me to change the size because I want it to be 11 by 17. I always want to zoom 100%. But whenever I click the zoom, it switches this. So I have to go back up and just center my drawing on the sheet. So my settings here are going to be landscape, 11 by 17, center, and zoom, and I'll say okay. And now I have to tell it that I want to select the sheets that I want printed. So I'll click on that, and then I can click on select. I'm only selecting one sheet. These are the views. I don't want to see any views, so I'll turn that off. And I just want sheet 208. So I'll come down and find 208, click on it. That's the only sheet that's going to be printed. And I'll say, okay. And it's saying that if I want to save this for future Revit sessions, and I don't, so I'll just say no. And then I'm ready to go. So I'll say, okay. And it's telling me that I've chosen to print one view sheets as a separate file. Do I want to continue? Well, in this case, what's happening is I only have one sheet, so that's fine. But if I had a multitude of sheets, if I had, say, for example, the entire set, then I would click this button, which says combine multiple selected views sheets into a single file. And so that's how you want to present your work to me. As you start to have more and more sheets, you don't want to print them individually because you don't want me to have to go through and click on every single submission. Just put all your sheets into one file and then upload it to the proper location on Blackboard. And I'll be able to see all of your work at the same time, which is preferable. But in this case, we only have one sheet, so I'll say yes. And it's giving me a warning here. It says that I've hidden some things, and do I want to keep them hidden, or do I want to see the things that I've hidden? And I'm going to leave the temporary hide isolate as it was, so I'm not going to be able to see that. And now in the background, what's happening is Revit is printing this file as a PDF. And eventually, when it finishes printing that, it's going to show me a dialog box. and it will ask me, where do I want to put this? So I'll grab this and go to my documents, and I'll go to school. And then I'm going to go to this class, which is 2410 Fall 2020. And I can leave it that name if I want to, but we could change it as well. And I'll just save it there. And so now, if I go over and take a look at that, now it's a PDF. If I click on it, let's see what happens. Look at that. There's my, this is a PDF. Now this is a file that you can send to me. So that is the third and final tutorial on printing your stacked walls and adding title blocks and printing those stacked walls. And that's pretty much how I would like you to submit your first submission to the class. You'll show me your 3 stacked walls, name them accordingly. Put your name here as the owner. We can put the class down here if we want to. Change it to call it stacked walls. And for now, we don't have to worry about the sheet number, but eventually we will work on that too. And that is the completion of the third and final tutorial on how to present your first project submission.